For most people, we start from a place of trauma, so with emotional release, shaking and de-armoring exercises. But once our vibration changes, our practice changes. If we had to agree on an aim of Kundalini bodywork, it would be to open up our energetic bodies, transmuting and sublimating existing energies into our intention. Kundalini bodywork teaches us to live with our third eye open in a high vibrational state to create a high vibrational world. It might not happen overnight, but we are learning to transmute vibrations in our bodies so we mainly vibrate on pleasure. So in our core, in our bones, we vibrate on bliss, love, pleasure and joy. We are training our body to reach orgasmic states and to open our third eye with a few breaths. Energetic orgasms are not the point of Kundalini bodywork, just like orgasms are not the point of life. But orgasms in the heart, orgasms, and orgasms in our third eye, to feel the third eye vibrating and pulsating with life force, along with the rest of our bodies, can support our personal and spiritual development. If you think back to the videos on where energy comes from, the energies that activate our Kundalini, our coiled store of spiritual energy, then it's easier to understand that energetic orgasms are a fuel and an inspiration that drives creativity. Energetic orgasms also open us up to higher dimensional energies, higher aspects of ourself, and allow us to ground these higher aspects of the self into reality, grounding not just bliss and pleasure into our bodies, but knowledge and power. Kundalini bodywork teaches us to both befriend our body and master our vibration, so the experience of two of the most powerful forces in the world, masculine and feminine, logic and emotion, observation, action, chaos and order, the dot and the wave, find union within us. It is the merger of these two opposing energies that give rise to life and the experiences an active Kundalini or a Kundalini rising give us. If you can explain the difference between an active Kundalini and a Kundalini rising, it will mean you are understanding this course beyond the basics. Maybe even pause the video here and think about this question, or repeat the course until you're sure. To be human is to be created by these two opposing forces while being one and both of these forces at the same time. Thus, to be fully human and in our power, we must master both polarity and duality within our masculine and our feminine dynamics. Unfortunately, the moment we recognize ourselves as powerful, our ego generally takes over, and by identifying with an experience, we move from the non-dual state back to the dual state. Back to the experience of separation, our experience of being just masculine, just feminine, or if more aware, in both our immature masculine and feminine with some nasty shadow that we are still ashamed of. Thus, being human comes back to being in a body and expressing ourselves as more masculine or feminine in any given moment in an unharmonized and unequal world of opposition. And this is okay too, as it's all part of our human experience. So the paradox of life continues, the paradox that this course so elegantly tries to describe, but only crudely can, continues, because a true paradox is indescribable and unexplainable, unfathomable to the logical mind. Thus, we practice Kundalini bodywork to be happy and to change our vibration to one of joy. The more we practice, the less we need to practice, and the more we practice, the more our practice changes. My practice really involves screaming, shaking, or any violent kind of movements anymore, but sometimes it does. In all honesty, my practice is about being as mindful and open as I can throughout the day. It's about managing my emotional world so there is balance, and storing energy in my body, which when I choose to, I release through non-ejaculatory orgasms, which send my body into yoga and often downloads of creativity or clarity about my next steps. And in these moments, my practice is about staying in this place of clarity and expanded consciousness for as long as I possibly can. I wonder what life would be like if I only sublimated this energy once every few years. Would my experience of a Kundalini rising be far more intense, liberating and powerful? And would I gain more siddhis, powers to shape this reality with? To a point, I think yes, and I say think as at this point I do not know the answer, but I think that I would need to live my life in a different way, and that different way feels impractical. Right now, if I'm also to live in the world where I need to earn money, teach, and reply to DMs on Instagram, storing large amounts of energy in both my sacral and above my head in the astral, while living in our current society of constant stimulation, travel, Wi-Fi, and toxic food, means my energy is often dissipating, and I'm picking up energetic blocks and cords try to attach and drain me. So I choose to use my energy before it dissipates to clear these blocks and cords often. I don't want to say that we cannot live normal lives while increasing our store of energy in order to generate a Kundalini rising experience that sends us into Christ consciousness and dissolves our body into white light. But I think for most people, this is not the aim of their life, and the experiences we can generate from sublimating our energy often and having our energetic bodies so clear that polarizing energies can run through our chakra system at will, elevating our awareness and life, is the best for most of us at this time. In this sense, Kundalini bodywork is much more like a solo tantric sexual practice. Maybe one day I'll change my perspective and only sublimate once every 6 or 12 months, but right now I'm simply expressing where my path has taken me, leaving you free to find and walk your own path with this work, knowing that there are many right answers. If you really want to surrender to a guru or master and receive an experience of Kundalini through Shaktipat, then you can, but Kundalini bodywork is explained as the middle path, so is achieved through both surrender and action. We choose our intention and then we surrender to it while listening to our bodies. One way to maintain a good practice is to enter into the Kundalini bodywork community and advanced trainings. So working with other people who have an active imprint of Kundalini, so an open energetic body that is able to transmute polarized energies, by working with other people in this way, having them hold space for us while we surrender to ourselves, surrender to our higher self, instead of a guru or an astral entity, means our knowledge expands as we share our knowledge by holding space for others. Again, you just have to feel into what's right for you and combine this work with your life and any other spiritual practices that you have and enjoy.